Okay, for these problems, we're going to use the equation to help us, which goes the part equals the percent times the whole. So let's see what they mean by that. So this is the equation that they told us at the beginning. Part equals percent times whole. So what number is 40% of 90? So we're looking for that little part, all right? The percent is, so actually I'm just going to write that. Part is equal to 40% times 90. And what I want you to do is get on your calculator, like so, and you're going to hit 40% times 90. That'll get you 36. Okay, so 40% of 90 is 36. You could also choose to do this instead of doing 40% times 90, you would do 0.40 times 90 because 0.40 means 40% of something. As you can see, we get the same answer. So what we're going to do is, you know what I'm going to write down is I'm going to write them down first and then I'm going to type them up. So I guess I'll just put my calculator on the side and I'll put, okay, so we'll do A is 36. Let's keep going, huh? So next one says, what number is 45% of 90? So same thing, 45% times 90. And that's all there is to it if you want to find the part of a number. So we just keep finding these little parts, 40.5 for B. Okay. C, let's see what C says. 27 is 30% of what number? 27 is 30%. So that means that 27, since 27 is 30%, that means that it's not the whole. That means that 27 is the part. So if we're going to write this equation, I'm actually going to write it first. So part would be, here's going to be my work section here. Part would be 27 is equal to the percent, 30%. So 27 is 30%. We don't know what the whole is, right? We want to figure out what is the whole, right? We want to get the whole by itself. So think back to last year, put a little dotted line on your equation, and think, if I just want to have the whole by itself, but next to it I have times 30%, how do I get rid of times 30%? Well, the truth is you're going to divide by 30%. So you're going to do divide on both sides, 30%, 30%. I hope this looks familiar. Because if you divide both sides by 30%, 30% divided by 30% on this side is going to equal 1. And 1 times a whole is just a whole. So that's why I crossed them out, because 30% divided by 30% equals 1, and it won't change the answer. What about on this side? Let's try that on the calculator. 27, am I typing that? 27 divided by 30%. Or you can do 0.30. We get 90. So 90 is the whole. The whole right here equals 90. Right? Okay, let's try that again. 18 is 30% of what number? So this is the exact same way. 18 is the part, so 18 is or equals 30% of what number? So I'm going to do times, and now instead of writing down the word whole, maybe I should write down the word whole. I was going to write the letter W. Actually, maybe I will, because the letter W stands for whole. So we're going to try to find out what is this value of W. So once again, to get W or the whole by itself, you need to get rid of this times 30%. And to do that, you divide on both sides by 30%. Once again, on this side, 30% divided by 30% gets crossed out because it equals 1. And then on the other side, 18 divided by 30%. Let's see, 18 divided by, I'm going to try 0.30 because sometimes decimal is quicker to enter. So this time we got 60. So 60 is that whole number. Okay? 18 is 30% of 60. Two more problems. 25.5 is what percent of 85? So in this problem, we know the part, which is 25.5. We know the whole, which is 85. We don't know the percent. And so let's figure out what is the percent by using that same equation we have. So let's see, the part is 25.5, so the part always goes first because it said part on the first part. Then we have equals. We don't know what the percent is, so maybe I'll just write the word percent because we're trying to figure that out. And then the whole is 85. Okay? So now, the thing that we are trying to figure out is what is the value of the percent? What percent do we have, right? Let's go ahead and get rid of that times 85 to get percent by itself. To get rid of times 85, what should you do to both sides? Hopefully you're at home screaming at the at the video. You have to divide by 85 to get rid of times 85. So that's what I'll do on both sides. 85 divided by 85 equals 1. That's gone. And then on the other side, we have 25.5 out of 85. Oh, that's just that's the part and that's the whole. So let's try that. The part, 25.5 out of the whole, 85. This should give us a little decimal, but we all know how to turn decimals into percents. So 0.3. So let me just write that down real quick. 0.3, also known as 0.30. Okay, 0.30 is the same thing as 0.3. And 0.30, that means that's 30%. So I'm just going to go ahead and write 30%. Even though these two things have the exact same value, let's write the final answer in this form because it's in percent form, and that's what they want. And then finally, F. F asks, 21 is what percent of 60? So once again, I'm just gonna show you how to set up this equation, and then you can solve it. So 21 is the part, the percent we don't know, and the whole is 60. And so I want you to figure out what to do to both sides, and do that because we need to get percent by itself. So you know you're going to have to divide by something. I also want to show you kind of a shortcut. They say 21 is what percent out of 60? Well, you can just skip to the fraction step, which is 21 is the part out of 60, the whole. And if you just skip to that part, if you know how to make that fraction, 21 part out of 60, which is the whole, and you hit equals, you can get your answer right away. Look at that. You get 0.35, and this is a decimal, 0.35, and 0.35 means 35%. Okay? So here we have, I'm going to put a box around all the answers that we need to turn in. And I guess like the first three. So we're going to go ahead and use the letters to enter our answers. So you're going to do A dot, and then that's 36. Then you're going to hit enter and do B dot, and that one is going to be 40.5. Then you're going to hit enter and do C dot, and that third answer was 90. Then you're going to do enter D dot. The D answer was 60. You're going to hit enter. Was that 60? Yeah. And then you're going to hit enter and E dot 25.5. What was that one? E was 30%. I'm looking at my answers right now. So this one you have to put a little percent sign in front of because this one was actually a percent. 30%. And then finally F dot. That final percent that we found was 35%. Okay? Keep this work, please, because I will ask you, or Mr. Sanders will ask you to take a picture of the work that you did for these answers. But these are all the answers for these percent problems. Moving on. We got a little word problem. 40% of the students on a field trip love the museum. If there are 20 students on the field trip, how many love the museum? Well, let's think about this. What's the total whole number of kids that went to the museum? Because we need to use the whole first. Move on to the back page here. So it says here, 40% of students, there are 20% of, there are 20 students on the field trip. So I'm going to rewrite that equation. Part equals percent. And I want you to please write this with me. You can pause the video if you need to. So here's the equation we are going to use. There are 20 students on the field trip, so that is not part of the students, that is all of the students. So under whole, I'm going to put 20 because that's all of the students. We also know the percent is 40%. So we're trying to find 40% of 20. And to do that, we're going to do 40% times 20. Now, I'm going to do this on the calculator one more time. 40% times 20. 40% times 20. That took like 2 seconds, didn't it? You could also have typed in 0.40 there with no percent sign, but I chose to do 40% times 20 because I think it's exactly what we wrote down and I don't want to confuse anybody. So just type in exactly what you wrote down. And the part, 40% of 40% of 20 is 8. So 8 equals 40%. I'm just going to use the word of because of means multiplication. 8 is 40% of 20. So what I want you to do is in a full sentence, how many kids love the museum? We're going to say, in fact, I'm even going to show my work. I'm going to do 40% times 20 equals 8. So that means that 8 students loved the museum. 40% times 20 students equals 8 students. So that's my answer. You can pause it, copy my work, copy my response. That is fine. Thank you very much. I'm moving forward. Maya spent 40% of her savings to pay for a bicycle that cost her 85%. A, how much money was in her savings to begin with? And B, how much money does she have left in her savings? Well, let's think about this. Maya spent 40% of her savings to pay for a bicycle that cost her $85. So she has savings at home. Maya has savings at home. Did she take her whole savings or just part of her savings? Well, if you read the sentence, she only spent 40% of her savings. So that means that $85, that's not all of her savings. That's just part of it. So that's why $85 is going to be going under the part section. She spent 40%, so we know that we're looking for 40% of her whole savings, which we don't know. So I'm just going to write W for her whole savings. We're going to try to figure out her whole savings. Now, I want to know what her whole savings are. I don't want to take her savings and multiply by 40%. I want to get rid of this times 40%. So, once I draw a little dotted line down the middle, that should be your clue that you are going to do the same thing to both sides. What are you going to do to both sides to get rid of times 40%? Well, what's the opposite of times 40%? The opposite of that is divided by 40%. Please do that on both sides. Bless me. Okay. 85 times 40%. So I'm going to go ahead and take my little calculator here. And let's see. 40% divided by 40%, that equals 1. So I'm going to cross that out because 1 times anything is the same thing. And then on one side we have $85 divided by 40%. So 85 divided by 40%. And if we do that, we get 212.5. So let's write down the rest of the equation here. So this is gone. So on this side we only have W left. And on this side we got our answer of 212.5. Oh, I gotta scoot that up. Now think about this. 212.5. If we're talking about money, that 0.5, do you think that means 50 cents or 5 cents? Think about that for about a minute. Not even a minute. Just kind of think about that. Because we know 5 cents would be 212.05, because that's how we show cents on a receipt. So I'm just going to go ahead and put an extra 0 at the end. It does not change the value of the decimal. So A, so at the beginning, she had $212.50 in her savings. So she had been saving up. I'm kind of jealous. Okay? So actually I'm going to type that out. Please pause this video and start typing out what I wrote, because I am also about to do that. So A dot, she had $212.50, and actually I'm going to put the dollar sign at the beginning. She had $212.50 in her savings to begin with. Then I'm going to hit enter and do B dot. How much money does she have left in her savings after buying the bicycle? Well, then all we're going to do is we're going to take how much she had in her savings. So now we're doing part B. We're going to say, how much did she have in her savings? That was $212.50. And then how much money did she spend? Well, she spent $85. So if she spent that money, I'm going to go ahead and do minus $85, because that money is no longer hers. She has to take it away. Okay, and she would be left over with $127.50 is what it says. So once again, I did $212.50 minus, and dollar sign, $212.50 minus $85, which left her with, who's her? Which left Maya with dollar sign $127.50. That one was just, part B was just subtraction. Okay? Make sure you copy my work and enter your response. I'm going to proceed. Okay. Let's see. Curtis, I'm going to change to like a new page every single time because I need plenty of room to show my work. So here we go. Curtis threw 15 darts at a dartboard. 40% of his darts hit the bullseye. How many darts did not hit the bullseye? So let's write down that equation that we had at the beginning is going to be the key to solving all these problems. Hopefully you remember part equals, I hope you remember the other two words that go here. I'm going to give you a second to think. Part equals percent times whole. Okay, this is what you will use. So Curtis threw 15 darts at a dartboard. That's the total number of darts he threw. So do you think 15 will be a part, or do you think 15 will be the whole number? If you said 15 will be the whole number, you are correct. So I'm going to put 15 there. He only hit 40% bullseyes. So I'm going to write 40% as the percent. And we're going to find out the part. So we're going to find out how many hit the bullseye, and then we're going to find out how many didn't hit the bullseye. Okay? Let's calculate it. 40% times 15 gets us 6. So we just found, and I'm going to leave that there actually, 40% times 15 equals 6. So that means that he hit 6 bullseyes. So I'm going to say Curtis hit, well, first of all, I'm going to write 6 underneath the part so I know what it is. Curtis hit 6 bullseyes. The question is, how many darts did not hit the bullseye? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 15 darts that he threw. We're going to take away the bullseyes that he hit. And what's left over, 15 minus 6, that's 9. So Curtis hit 6 bullseyes, and 9 did not hit the bullseye. So 9 darts did not hit the bullseye. Nine darts did not hit the bullseye. So let's just see what the final question was. The final question was, how many darts did not hit the bullseye? So I'm just going to say all my work. I'm going to say Curtis hit 6 bullseyes because 40% times 15 equals 6. Which means that only 9, oh, well, no, I'll say this. So I did 15 minus 6 to find out how many darts did not hit the bullseye. 9 darts did not hit the bullseye. I should have put like a little drawing option on this, because then you could actually draw 6 dots inside the bullseye and 9 dots outside the little bullseye. But that's your response, and that's your work. Please pause the video, copy the work, copy my response if needed. Thank you. Moving on. This is fun right here. Another part percent whole equation problem. A tool set is on sale for $424.15. The original price of the tool set was $499. What percent of the original price is the sales price? So we're going to try to find out the percent. So you could either use the full equation, which I will use, or if you know how to do a fraction already, part out of whole, you can skip to that. But if you don't know what I'm talking about there, just follow along with me. The tool set is on sale for $424.15. Now, is that the whole original price, or is that just part of the original price? If you said that $424.15 is part of the original price, that's actually true. That is the sale price, so that means this is the lower price. This is the part price. So $424.15 is the part. That goes first. The percent we don't know, so I'm just going to write percent. And the whole is $499.00. Okay? Which is just $499. So you should be thinking at home, I want to find out what is this percent right here. But right now that percent is not by itself. We need to get it by itself. It says times 499. So how do I get rid of times 499? What should I do to both sides to make that times 499 disappear? So hopefully you're thinking, well, what's the opposite of times 499? The opposite would be to divide by 499. And as you can see, on the second side, 499 divided by 499 equals 1. So I cross it out. And so now we know that the percent equals this fraction. Let's get on your calculator and figure out the value of that. $424.15 divided by or out of 499. Go ahead and hit enter, and you get a decimal 0.85. Okay, we know that 0.85 equals 85%. So the tool set, the new price of the tool set is now only 85% of the original price. That's kind of nice, right? So nice cheap tool set. Oh, actually that's a pretty expensive tool set. I'm not going to say that's cheap. All right. So this problem right here, problem number 5, please pause the video and copy this work. And then tell us what percent is the sales price. Well, we're only paying 85%. So I'm going to go ahead and type in what I did. I said $424.15 is 85% of the original price. And then if you want to add this information, please do. In fact, not if you want to. Please add this information. $499 is 100% of the original price. So that is the entire original price. So that was a 15% discount. We can also write that. This is a 15% discount. Because if you're only paying 85%, that means you got a 15% discount. Go ahead and pause the slide, copy my work, and copy my response if needed. Moving on.